Hello everyone, welcome to Ilian and the Magic Box. Today on our show, you're going to have Lian. Lian is from Sydney in Australia. So let's see what Lian has to say. Enjoy the interview.
How are you?
Good morning, Lian. How are you?
Good morning. I'm at the beach.
Oh my God, look at this background.
It's nice down here.
Tell me, how's your morning going so far? I know it's very early in Australia right now.
It's going great. It actually looks just like that. I just ran down to the beach, which I do every morning. Had a little bit of a run along, got some fresh air. People are out, they're walking, they're running. It's fabulous. Yeah, it's a gorgeous morning. It's beautiful. It's got to be 20 degrees and it's 7 a.m.
Tell me where you're from, Lian.
Sydney, Australia. I
Born and
live in,
raised?
sorry?
Born and raised?
No, no. I'm complicated. I was raised in Qatar in the Middle East until I was 12, and then I went to England until I was 26, and I came here on a 2-week holiday when I was 26, and that was a long time ago. Never left.
Tell me what's the biggest joy of waking up in Sydney, in Australia, every morning?
Well, it usually looks like this. Yeah, we're lucky here. Even in the winter, there it's usually bright and sunny. Not all the time, of course, but usually it's nice and sunny, and you can go down to the beach and get some fresh air. And it might be a little bit chilly in the winter, but it's still nice. It's not chilly like you're used to in London. So yeah, it's really good. It's really good. It's a nice part of the world to live in. We're very lucky over here.
I see. And tell me, what do you do for work for a living, Liam?
I'm a negotiation consultant, so I train people how to be better at negotiating, and I help companies with that capability internally. So most of us are buying and selling something, right? And there's usually money involved.
Uh-huh.
So instead of just getting a deal done, I teach people how to get a better deal done, how to maximize the value out of everything they do in order to affect the bottom lines of the business. So, I mean, as you can imagine, if people are negotiating millions of dollars, they only have to get 1% better, and the bottom line of the business looks a lot better overnight.
That's amazing. So it depends. You can help people negotiate any business, could be anything.
Yeah, I don't get involved in political negotiation, hostage negotiation, that kind of stuff, because that's a different skill, right? So anything that involves the exchange of money is a psychological tango, I call it. So I teach people how to do that dance, how to understand human beings, what they really mean when they're saying something to you, what they
Uh-huh.
mean by their body language, whether or not you can ask for more out of this deal or whether or not you've got the maximum you can get, how to plan for the negotiation, make sure all your ducks are in a row, everything's set up. So you've done all your research, you've done all your planning. You're not just walking in and winging it, which I think a lot of us do that, right? Especially when we're negotiating personally, we just tend to wing it and we're like, oh, we'll just see how it goes, which is that's fine, but you're not going to get the best deal you can.
Amazing. Okay, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey so far, okay?
Am I allowed to ask you questions about yours?
Of course you can. In the end, you can ask me a question for sure.
Excellent. So where are you born and raised?
I thought you asked me in the end of the interview, but I can tell you now. I was born in Brazil. I was born in Brazil, but I've been living most of my life in Europe. So when I was 19, I left Brazil and I lived in Portugal for almost 5 years. And I moved to London in 2007. So I've been here a long time in London for sure.
Tell me, how much difference is there between Brazilian Portuguese and Portuguese Portuguese?
Oh my God, it's very different. Trust
A
me.
lot?
When a lot, a lot. When I arrived in Porto, in Portugal, I literally couldn't believe they were speaking Portuguese. I couldn't
Oh,
believe.
really?
I never heard a Portuguese person talk in my life, like in person, until I arrived in Portugal, and I was like, "What?" In Porto, the
Really?
accent is really more strong. So I was like, oh, literally, it took me a while to get used to the language, and it's interesting because they know a lot about our culture because soap operas, Brazilian soap opera, Brazilian music. So our culture in Portugal is very big. So they know a lot about us. Back in Brazil, the only thing I knew about Portugal was about the history about we've been colonized and this and that. So it's Brazil.
And Ronaldo, of course.
Yes, not at the time back in Brazil because a long time ago Ronaldo wasn't as he is right now. So, but
Yeah.
so that's my right. So before we start
So
our journey, oh sorry, yeah,
I was just going to say, so it's not like English and American English, where they're quite
it's
similar.
it's similar. For example, it's not very different, but the accent, the way they talk is very different. That's it takes a while for you to get used to the language for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Before we start our journey within the magic box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself, or maybe something that not many people know about you.
Something interesting about myself that not many people know about me. I think in my life I've probably had 4 different careers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've done everything from hospitality. So when I was younger, I used to work in nightclubs, cocktail bars, and then I've done sales. I was a salesman for a liquor company where I used to sell high-end spirits. And then I did marketing, where also for a liquor company, and then in my own business. And now I do what I do. So it's I think that's interesting. A lot of people just they have one path, right? And they stay on that path. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No?
But I enjoy the fact that I've tried different things, which has been fun. So far, it's been fun.
Interesting for sure. Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through memories in life and share your point of views?
You're going to open the box. Let's open the box.
Amazing. Welcome to the magic box.
Let's open my box.
My best friend. Wonderful questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song that's first relax before the first question, okay?
Oh, yes.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yes, you can always dance with me. Right, so during the interview, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Yeah, of course.
Amazing. First question is, what things do you consider to be relationship deal breakers?
Oh, this is controversial, but I think hypocrisy. I think unfortunately we live in a world now where hypocrisy has sort of become normalized, and a lot of people think it's fine. And I do think there's a reason for that. I think social media has led us down this path of telling everybody that they should just have everything that they want their way and they should never compromise. So I think what you end up finding a lot is situations where someone will think it's perfectly fine for them to act in a certain way, but completely unreasonable for you to do the same thing. And that's I think that's a shame. I think that's a shame. Yeah, hypocrisy.
Saying that, tell me about your first kiss and your first love.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah, so I married her.
You're married right now?
No, I'm not anymore, but I did marry the first, and that was in England. I was 15, and we had an on and off relationship for many, many years.
Wow.
But together we were together for I think a total of 29 years.
That's impressive. I love it. Wow. Love story.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And this person was your first love and your first kiss as well, or not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. Actually, I love it.
Seems like a different lifetime. It's so long ago.
And right now, when you are in the date scene, when you are maybe trying something new, something different, tell me about Sydney. Do you think that Sydney is a city where you can go on a date easily, or people that are looking for more casual meets? How do you see that based on your experience?
I assume it's the same everywhere. People are looking, there's everyone looking for everything. So, you know,
Hmm.
whatever you want to find is probably out there. So it's a bit of both. But yeah, I don't go on dates anymore, but Sydney's dating culture is pretty strong, I think. There's a lot of people out there doing it and they're having a good time, and sometimes it goes well and sometimes it doesn't go well, but you know, you know how it is.
Totally. Absolutely. I think it's navigating through that. I think that's how it works.
I'll tell you a fun story. This was a few years ago, and I was going to go on a date with a lady, and we'd met on one of the apps, as people tend to do these days. And she seemed lovely, and she told me just before we were going to meet. She said, "Listen, I just want to tell you, look, I'm very wealthy, and I just want to tell you because sometimes people are uncomfortable with that." And I said, "Of course, that's great. Congratulations." I said, "How come?" She said, "Well, I've set up a very successful chain of facial injectable businesses, facial injectables." And I thought, well, fantastic, good on you. I thought that's really cool. Well done, well done. And I thought, I have a friend, I have a female friend who got a bit carried away with those, all the Botox and the fillers and the stuff for the lips and everything. She just had a bit too much. And I remember I had to say to her, look, you've got to slow down on this stuff. It's not looking so great. So I said to the lady, I'm just curious, in your industry, is there like a duty of care where you tell people, look, we're not going to inject you anymore until you've had too much. And she
Yeah.
said, of course. She said it's a massive problem in our industry. We take it super seriously. It's called facial dysmorphia. We got to be super sensitive about it. So we often turn away clients. And I said, well, that's good. At least you have a sense of morality around the way you do your work. Um, and I think she said she was 40, 42, or something like that. And then I showed up at the place and she walked in, and I did see her pull up in a beautiful Mercedes. So I don't think she wasn't being dishonest about that. And then she walked in and she had to be 65, 70, or something like that. And she had so much facial injectable stuff going on. I've never
Wow.
seen anything like it. So it was both funny and a bit troubling because I didn't know what to do. She didn't look anything like the pictures that she'd posted online. She looked like a completely different person. I think they were 20-year-old pictures.
Wow. Yeah, it's a big risk for you to be able to do that because you never know what can happen. You know what I mean? People they could take that very in a bad way. You know what I mean? For that for this situation, I think
I
it's.
know, I know. It was awkward. It was awkward, yeah. But I managed to get out of there fine, and it's
Oh,
a fun story to tell.
thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
Next
but
question. Yeah,
a lot of dates in Sydney go great, so it's not all bad.
I think they're not right or wrong. I think it's when meant to be, meant to be. I think sometimes you need to explore. Sometimes you need to be more, more, let's say, private. It depends. I think it can happen. You never know. So I think dating can be tricky, can be funny, can be interesting, can be everything. So you just need to navigate through it somehow.
It's a mixed bag, that's for sure. It's a mixed bag. Yeah.
Next question. Let's do it. Hey, Liam from Sydney, in Australia. Right. Next question is, if you could change something in yourself or about yourself, what that would be and why?
Mm, that's an interesting question. I am dyslexic, so I did reasonably well at school because I was able to find ways around it. I think because I'm reasonably intelligent, but I always found reading hard, and I still find that difficult. In the world we live in now, it's a lot easier because we don't have to read anywhere near as much. I spend so much of my time listening to podcasts, listening to audiobooks. When I do have to read, I just get my computer to read it out loud to me. But when I was a kid, that wasn't possible, and you had to do a lot of reading, and I really struggle with it. Like I can read fine for about a paragraph, maybe two paragraphs, and
Hmm.
then my mind just wanders off somewhere else. Maybe I'm ADHD as well, or maybe it's a combination of both. I don't know. It's whatever. But by the time I get to the end of a page, I've heard the words out loud in my head, but none of
Hmm.
the information has gone in. So I
Right.
have to go back and read the page again and again and again. So if I'm reading, I can read like something I'm really interested in. Like I can read a fiction, like or like a non-fiction book a historical book that I find super interesting. I'm
Hmm.
not bad at that. But if it's something that you've got to study, something that perhaps isn't that exciting, find it super difficult to concentrate enough to get the information into my head. So I'd love to change that because that's been a challenge. Or I'd either change that or I'd just be born later. If I was born later, I think everything would have been super different because I can study really well if I can just get the information to go in through my ears rather than go in through my eyes.
What's the biggest joy of being Liam? What do you like the most about being you?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Um, I think I've been really fortunate throughout my life to um, just be surrounded a lot of the time by some really cool, really interesting, really nice people. Not no doing of my own, it just happens by accident, doesn't it? But I think I think that's been great. I think I've met and had the pleasure of interacting with some really, really genuinely cool people over the
Oh.
years, and I still do. So that's nice. I'm
And
happy
which
with it.
and which person in your life right now you feel more close to or more connected with?
Oh, I have a lovely partner, and we've only been together 6 months, but she's great, and she works in a field that I'm not familiar with, like a holistic healer, and
Wow, interesting.
yeah, she's got an awful lot of knowledge about humans, which is new to me and fascinating to me. So
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, that's probably it. And secondly, I have a daughter who's freaking awesome. She's 12, but she acts like she's 18 a lot of the time. And she's really, really funny. She's hilarious.
Oh,
Um, and she's wicked smart. And I'm really lucky to be able to spend time with her because I find pretty much everything she says fascinating.
beautiful. Okay, so your partner is watching this interview right now and have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What would you say? She's watching.
Keep doing what you're doing, baby.
I love it. Straightforward. I love it.
Yeah.
Next question. Okay, Liam. So before the next question, let's go back to your career as a negotiator. So tell me, what do you like the most about it? What's the biggest joy of it? And the opposite side, what do you find most challenging?
I like watching people grow and change and develop and learn. Um, and my favorite bit is those aha moments when you land, like when the point really lands with them, and you can see them just go, aha, and their eyes widen, and it's like a light bulb appears above their head, and you go, oh, right, they get it. I go,
Hmm.
I get it. I get it. That's really nice. I love that. And I'm fortunate enough to quite often have people contact me into the future. It'll be a year or 6 months or something since we met. And they'll say, mate, I just wanted to contact you and just say, oh, I did a deal recently with one of the big supermarkets or a big supplier of ours. Um, and it started out looking like this, but we ended up on this. And I'm so pleased with my ability to do that. And then they tell me how they did it, and they say, "Look, it just really hit me when you said this during our workshop together, and I remembered it, and I ran with it, and it changed everything." That's really rewarding. And most of the time it's not their money, so it's not like the extra 700,000 that they've just managed to secure for the business goes in their pocket. But that's not the point, is it? The point is that they've achieved something and they've grown and they've succeeded and they've moved forward. And all the skills that I teach people, they're designed to be used in a corporate environment, in a professional environment,
Hmm.
but they're also transferable instantly into our personal lives. We're all we're all negotiating every day
Yeah.
with everyone around us. So yeah, that's a real trip. I like that. I like that a lot. Um, Second part of your question is what do you find challenging? I do find myself on occasion find trouble mustering the energy, the necessary energy that I feel I should muster in order to inspire and 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 keep people interested and engaged. Because after a long day of talking and after you've done it for multiple days in a row, it gets tough, doesn't it? It gets tough, and sometimes that can be a challenge. But I find just going for a run usually helps.
Amazing.
Good
Okay.
question.
Next question is, what are you most passionate about?
What am I most passionate about? Mm,
Negotiating. I'm joking.
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, that would be the easy answer, but I'm not gonna run with that because work's
I know.
work, isn't it?
I wouldn't take that anyway. I wouldn't take this answer. I would challenge you more.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No, I think spending genuine quality time with people that you care about really matters. And I think I'm passionate about making sure that I'm really present during those moments. That's maybe because of the ADHD or dyslexia or something. That's something that doesn't come easy to me. Some people are really find it easy to just lock in and listen and be present with someone, but I don't. So yeah, again, running and being active helps with that. I think it helps focus your mind. Um, but those are the most important things in life, aren't they? The special moments you spend with those that really matter to you. So yeah, I think that's it.
And what's the meaning of life for you?
What's the meaning of life? That's the eternal question, isn't it?
Yeah.
God knows. William, you're asking the hard questions.
What
God
comes to
knows
your
what the meaning of life is.
what comes to your mind when you think about life? When you think about, living life? What's something that comes to your mind?
Yeah. I think the older you get, you start to realize that life is definitely not a destination, it's more of a journey.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah, experiencing that journey and making sure you're not passing up experiences that perhaps you could have had because you were you were nervous or you were scared or you were comfortable. Um, I think it's important that we remember that we're not trying to get somewhere because there isn't anywhere.
It's interesting. The other day, I learned something that stuck to my head, and I'm so glad that I heard that. It's simple, but this lady, she was saying, "You never get there. There's always a new challenge. There's always a new success. There's always a new failure. You never
Yeah,
get there. There's always something to strive for. There's always something for you to look at, you know what I mean, for it." And I love that, and I agree. Sometimes you hit a moment in your life, you're like, oh my God, I feel the greatest now. Could be success, could be anything. However, you never get there. There's always something for you to learn and to navigate through it.
there is no getting there. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey. So you got to engage in that journey, remembering that it's not all going to be smooth sailing. A lot of it won't be smooth sailing, and yeah, just try and stop a while and smell the roses. Name that
Totally.
movie if you can.
3 questions left. Let's do it. Yes, I can see you like dancing. Love it. Before the next question, of course, Christmas just around the corner. So tell me, what's the
Yeah,
meaning of Christmas for you?
Christmas. It's Christmas changes throughout your life, doesn't it? I mean, we all remember those days. I guess most of us remember those days when we were kids, and it was the difference, the time between each Christmases seemed to be so long. You could barely remember the last one. One year lasts forever when you're 10
Yeah.
years old, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Because it's only 10% of your life. One year is 10% of your life, so it's going to feel like it lasts forever. And you get so excited when it comes along, and you're thinking, oh, it's November, that means Christmas is coming. But then you think, that's still a long way away. I can't wait a whole month for Christmas to show up. And it's so exciting, and it's a lot of joy and fun. Christmas should always be about family, and it always was for me. My folks had a funny way of doing Christmas. Sometimes they do the traditional ones with extended family around and stuff, and then sometimes they just decide to just go left field and do something strange, like just go somewhere unusual. And it'd just be I had a brother, so it'd just be the four of us when we were kids sometimes.
Oh,
And sometimes it would be all the extended family. I was a really shy kid, so I didn't look forward to that bit because I didn't like it when adults talked to me because I was really, yeah, I didn't quite know what to say to them. But the buzz of a Christmas tree going up, and my job was always to put up the lights and the decorations on the tree, and the lights never worked, and it always took like a day or two to get them to work. Um, fun. But that was when you were a kid, and then when you get older, I don't know what your experience was, but my experience was when you're sort of a young adult, when you're in your 20s, Christmas kind of goes away, doesn't it? I found, especially because I left home and I moved across the world. I didn't have any family around. So Christmas was kind of
me too.
yeah, you did the same thing, right? So now Christmas sort of you don't have that family connection, so you just kind of try to do something, but it doesn't feel the same. It feels very different, very different. So there's that period in your life, and now I have one child. It goes back to where it started, but the shoes on the other foot, which is a lot of fun again because you're building the tree and you're seeing the excitement. It's a buzz. Yeah, it's a real buzz. So yeah, I'm a fan of Christmas. I like it, but I do like the fact that it can be whatever you make it. In Australia, it's very different. I don't know if you've ever spent a Southern Hemisphere Christmas.
Brazil it was sunny,
Of course,
was
of
warm
course. Yeah,
every
yeah,
every Christmas, you know. And I remember my
yeah,
first Christmas in Europe. I was like, oh my God, I feel like in a movie now, like one of those Christmas movies because it was cold, was everyone was
mm,
cozy with those jackets. So I think, yeah, Christmas
yeah.
is beautiful, it's amazing. I think it's a time for us. It's there's something about this season that people get
Mm.
more warm, they get the I don't know, people get more somehow there's a beauty behind people slow down a little bit and it's just beautiful. It's great. Yeah, love
Yeah,
Christmas.
there's a lot more sort of compassion flowing
Compassion.
around
That's the word I
through
was
the
trying to
year.
find. That's the word I was trying to find. Yeah,
Yeah,
compassion.
you can feel it. And summer Christmas in London is special, right? They go all the way.
The
All the
lights.
decorations, all the lights, they
Yeah.
go all out. Like it's dark at 3:30 in the afternoon. It's
Today was around the clock was 4 o'clock. It was pitch dark. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tradition here for Christmas is different. It's barbecues, it's
Yeah.
shrimps,
Yeah.
it's really cool. It's beach. It's really cool. So it's kind of weird because everyone's got like Santa hats on at the beach.
Amazing. Next
Yeah.
question is, where is the most exotic place you ever been?
I'm going to give you two answers.
Okay.
Um, because it depends what exotic means to you. But when I was young, I once went with my first true love to the Maldives, uh, and we've all seen the pictures. It looks just like this. Yeah, it was crazy. Little island called Kanafanulu,
Okay.
which I think had a hotel which would house no more than probably 80 people at most, and it was a gorgeous little island. You could walk around it in 20 minutes. That was pretty amazing, pretty exotic. Uh, but another answer for you is a place called Broome. And Broome is you got to fly to Western Australia. So Sydney's over in Eastern Australia, in New South Wales. You've got to fly to Western Australia, which is a giant state, about half the size of Europe.
Hmm.
And there's nothing there. There's one city called Perth, and then you've got to fly north of Perth for another hour or so to a place called Broome. And Broome is like nothing I've ever seen. You never felt so isolated because you are. Because I think the closest city would be Singapore, which is
Wow.
across the ocean. And it's hot and the sand is red and it's super isolated. And I remember walking along this long beach, um, and I got to the end of the beach and there was like a rocky outcrop. And I was standing on the rocky outcrop looking over this giant empty Indian Ocean. And I looked down and I saw a little plaque on the rocks, like a little thingy. So I read it and it said, "You are looking at dinosaur footprints from 3.2 million years ago." And in front of the plaque, there's these three-fingered footprints in the stone. And
Wow.
there was no like fence around them. Like there was no, it wasn't in a museum. It's just on a rock in the middle of nowhere. And I thought,
Wow.
wow, that's cool. That's
Wow.
really cool.
That's really cool. My God, I never thought about that. That's amazing. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's super cool. Broome. So if anyone ever wants to go somewhere very different, go to Broome.
Beautiful. Two questions left. Let's do it.
Shoot.
Oh, look at you. I'm gonna follow your moves like this together. Next question is, if you had only 24 hours of life, what would you do?
Oh, wow. Mate, I'd be skydiving, I'd be surfing, I'd be kite surfing, I'd be scuba diving. No, I wouldn't. I'd do what everyone would do, I think.
Hmm.
We'd all do the same thing, wouldn't we? We'd gather around the people that we love the most and we'd just enjoy that time with them. And then when the meteor hit or whatever it was, then then hopefully we'd be with the people that matter to us.
Well,
I'm pretty sure everyone says the same answer to that question, don't they?
I've heard this question came up like a few times, and yes, I had like different answers. Not expect the answer, but most of them they were about being around family for sure. What's the me when? What would be the title of your memoir? Tell me.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. It would be a life less ordinary.
And why is that? Why this title?
Because I think that's probably the life I started out thinking that I wanted to live, and so far, so good.
And people watch, sorry, the people reading your memoir, what's something that would you like people to take with them when they read it? What's something, the message? What's something that you go like, okay, I would love people to take with them when they read my memoir?
I think it would probably be that, just like Lenny Kravitz said, it ain't over till it's over.
Simple as that.
He
All
was a
right.
genius, that man.
And for you, aging or death, for you, something that scares you or you just see as a matter of life?
I don't like the idea of aging. That sucks. Yeah, that really sucks. And I think I think when I look around me now, you can just see as people get older, they get a lot more interested in exercise and their health and stuff
Yeah.
because there's nothing wrong with being old, but
No?
feeling old sucks. So, yeah, that's a shame. Death, not at all. death doesn't seem like a problem at all. But aging doesn't seem nice. I do have a theory though, and I'm not the only one that has this theory that I think if you can stay alive for about the next 6 to 10 years, then I think it's possible you'll never die of old age. Everything
Interesting.
I'm reading, yeah, everything I'm reading, it seems that science in that field is moving so quickly, and then AI will just supercharge it into the future. I think solving the aging problem is really just around the corner. So yeah, it might not be a problem that a lot of people have to deal with sometimes too, which is a really weird thing to say, isn't it?
If you could be any age for the rest of your life, which age that would be?
35.
That was very quick answer. Why 35?
Not the first time I thought about that. Because I think at 35 you're physically still really healthy, you're very fit, you're very strong, you've got all the athletic ability that you kind of still have it. It hasn't gone. But also you know who you are. You have some experience under your belt. So maybe 35. But look, if you could be physically any age and mentally whatever age you really are, then geez, you know, you'd be 28, I
Everyone,
suppose.
that would be the wish of everyone, to be younger and wiser.
Yeah, 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 and that might be where we end up.
Yeah, I think that we are the time of aging now. That, for example, is the 60 is the new 40. The 70 is the new 50. So I think we are younger somehow. There's something about aging that it changed a little bit. Back in the 80s, 70s. So I think it's a different time now for sure. But I get your point. It's tough. Sometimes you go like, my God, I want to live forever. Life is so good to be here that you just wanna be living.
Can you imagine one day that you're going to walk into a clinic and they're going to go, William, what physical age would you like? And you'd be like, wow.
Oh, I never thought about that. I never thought about that. You never know. Nowadays, there's so many things happening very quick. So let's see. This interview is recorded now. It's going to be here forever. So let's see people watch this interview in the future. Imagine.
100 years, 1,000 years, 5 million years.
Be amazed. You'll be amazed to see. Imagine they're showing our clip in a big screen with thousands of people watching and discussing about our conversation. Imagine that. How amazing.
Bizarre, isn't
Wow.
it? So bizarre.
Last question. Let's do it. Before the last question, what's not negotiable for you? This question just came up for me, actually, genuinely. I wasn't preparing this question, but you talk about negotiating, it's your business, it's your career. And I just thought about myself, okay, I need to ask this question. What's is not negotiable for you?
Yeah, I understand the premise of the question. I teach people that everything's negotiable, but I do understand the premise of the question. Yeah, my answer would be that everything is negotiable. The only reason I say that is the moment you classify something as non-negotiable is the moment you limit your options. I think I think everything has to be approached with an open mind. We have to understand that there's value in all sorts of areas that we don't often even consider.
Mhm.
If we walk into life in general thinking X is non-negotiable, we will we will often bypass opportunities that could have been very, very fruitful for us simply because we were blinkered to those possibilities. So I think everything's negotiable.
Wow. Okay. Last question is, and it's a good question actually, based on our conversation now. What 3 things do you want to be remembered for?
Yeah, that is a good question. Um, just simply that I brought some value to most people's lives that I interacted with through the journey. Obviously, some more than others, but I hope I added something of value to most of the lives I've touched. Won't be everyone, but yeah, that would be nice.
The second one?
Dad jokes, obviously. My dad jokes. I want to be remembered for my dad jokes. Who doesn't? Yeah, that'd be it. I want to be remembered for telling bad jokes with bad timing.
I see. Okay. You know the answer yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to say some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking.
All right.
Let's
Yeah.
start from family.
Family. Adventure.
Money.
Frustrating.
Fear.
Useful.
Life.
Journey.
Of.
Complicated.
Religion.
Complicated.
I knew you'd say that for some reason. Friendship.
Joy.
Politics.
Interesting.
Sex.
Fun.
Desire.
Difficult.
Regret.
Always.
Success.
Bleating.
Say again?
Bleating.
Bleating. Wish.
Sometimes.
Happiness.
Hopefully.
One word for England.
Cold.
I knew you'd say that. I knew it. One word for Sydney.
Beach.
One word for Australia.
Huge.
And the last one now. Negotiating. One word. Or negotiate.
Better.
Say again?
Better.
Wow. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your daughter and I'm going to ask her, define your dad in one positive and one negative word only. What should say about you?
Active. That's a positive one. Dad jokes, double barrel word. Negative one.
Saying that, what has been the most meaningful lesson you've learned from your daughter so far?
I think eternal positivity.
I like that, Liam. Eternal positivity. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Let's play now, Liam, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let's see you dancing again. Before you ask me the question, tell me what Australia has taught you. With your best Australian accent.
Mate, you know, the best thing about Australia is how bloody friendly the people are. And what you've got to understand is the more they swear at you, the more they like you.
I love it. Amazing. It was good. Wow. Wow.
Thank you. I actually don't know anyone that sounds like that. They're from some TV show I saw.
You can ask me a question now, Liam.
I'm interested in your thoughts on the meaning of life.
Great question. Wow. Wow. Looking at this beautiful image just behind you, I was, for the interview, I was looking at it and my thoughts sometimes was going away. Life for me, it's a gift that, you, when you wake up every day knowing that you're going to make mistakes, you're going to have the greatest time, you're going to feel the saddest, you're going to feel horrible sometimes. And I think that's what life is talking to you, life is teaching you. So I think the meaning of life is for us to wake up every day knowing that we're going to go through feelings, situations that we meant to go through. And again, is life talking to us. And I think that's the meaning of it. Holocauster, sometimes going to be the happiest, sometimes going to feel the saddest, and both of them, it's life talking to you to tell you that both of them, they are necessary because you're gonna grow through going through them. You know what I mean? If it would be just skies, beautiful place like behind you, it would be boring. If it would be sad all the time, dark, wouldn't be nice either. But both of them, they are a powerful place to be. And I think that's the meaning of life, for us to understand that's, it's just life talking to us every moment. For example, nowadays, just between us, we are talking now, it's life somehow interacting with us and, showing some understanding, some moments, some laughs, some memories. I think that's the meaning of life for me, for sure.
Yeah, I have one more question. You mind if I ask it?
Of course you can, just because you live in Australia.
Thank you. You obviously spend a lot of time, effort talking to people from all around the world. You talk to a lot of very interesting people, very diverse backgrounds,
Yeah.
in very diverse situations. What is that? What's that bringing to your life? What do you think what are you getting out of that?
Great question. I'm a better person every single day, every single time when I do the interview. If I could tell you how much I've been learning, talking to different people from different part of the globe, different background, different religion, different point of views, you have no idea. Sometimes, Liam, when I'm doing the interview, because I'm so excited here, I'm so connected with my guests that sometimes I don't see the message. But when I'm in a quiet place, editing the interview, I go like, oh my God, you have no idea. I see things that, because here's the best will anyone can have, because when I'm here, I'm just exploding here. I'm just being myself. Yeah. And when I'm quiet, like editing the interview, going through the interview again, that's when I see some message that sometimes I don't see straight away here on, on the show. But
Yeah.
but I learned, for example, the first time, one of the very first lesson or topic that I've learned here, and I never forget that because it was the first one. I was having an interview with a lovely man from the US, I think for Georgia. For the interview, we were talking about relationship, about questions, this and that. And one point he said, oh, I was on holidays with my partner in Asia, somewhere in Asia. Okay, fine. And for the interview, he was like, oh, next weekend I'm gonna meet my boyfriend who lives like 100 kilometers from here. When he said that, I was a bit confused, and I was like, "Did I understand, or maybe?" And he said, and he could see my face, and he said, "William, because I'm in a polyamorous relationship."
Yeah.
It was the very first time when I heard the word polyamorous. Of course, I knew before that people they could have different relationship. I understand that, but I never heard the word polyamorous in my life before. And he explained to me, and I loved it the way when he explained because I was fascinated about this the name of it. So that's about the very first one. But I could tell you so many topics that I've learned here that I didn't know. I educate myself every interview here. I'm a different person. For example, the USA, the Magic Box has been almost every state in the USA. I've learned from their capitals about their costume. You have no idea. About Australia, I had so many people from Australia, and I've learned a lot about the words and about myself as well. There are some topics that for me was a taboo, or maybe we have things that is not clear for us. You know what I mean? And sometimes talking to people just open your mind more than ever. So I think I'm a better person every single day since I started doing the show. And I'm going to learn more and more and more for sure. And I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah.
That's wild. Congratulations. Keep
Thank you.
going.
Thanks so much. I think it's amazing for you to be open-minded and just learn with people. It's the best. It's the best. For example, negotiating. I never heard anyone in the show. I ever hear over 1,500 people in the show, and I never had anyone with your profession. So imagine you're the first one, and I will always remember that. If someone else comes interview, having the same profession as you, I will always remember you because you're the first one. There you go. You left your mark here, the magic box. Amazing.
I love that.
But yeah, I get very excited talking about it, and I could be on and on because it is just amazing. Yeah. Did you enjoy the interview?
I really enjoyed the interview. It's been great talking to you. I love the energy you bring to this.
Thank you.
Big smile, enthusiasm. It makes it really nice being part of the interview and talking to you. So thanks for taking the time. I know it's quite late over there for you, so thanks for making the time. It's been good.
Fun fact. This is my last interview. I'm gonna go to bed. Now, what I'm going to do? I'm gonna do some meditation because if I go to bed with this energy, I'm not gonna fall asleep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be buzzing. It happened to me so many
sure.
times. I'm buzzing with the whole thing. So I started doing some meditation, some breath work just to calm me down because I cannot fall asleep after that for sure.
I bet.
Thanks again, Leah. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for being so kind. And I know it's early for you there and you made the time for the interview. It was a pleasure. And before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Take your time to stop and smell the roses every now and again.
Nice one. That's amazing. Thank you.
Right.
Thanks again. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year for you and your family. And keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show, okay?
Was a pleasure. Keep in touch. Merry Christmas, my friend.
Enjoy your day. Take care. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.